The stations of KUAM, proud sponsor of the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, KUAM 2016. What we own, what we have, we share, united voice of the Pacific.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia for over 75 years. Matson Navigation, proud sponsor of FestPac 2016. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar, and King's Restaurant.
Tonight, it's maximum inmates still have connections, and we'll also have a preview of the forthcoming State of the Island address by the governor, as well as a pioneer for Indigenous rights and cultural preservations being honored today. Hapade and good evening, Guam. I'm Jason Salas. These are tonight's top stories. Well, more inmates, it seems, got the hookup at the Department of Corrections. It's tonight's top story with Crystal Paco.
The prison's maximum security unit should be a dead zone, but that wasn't the case on Wednesday.
The incoming shift conducted an unannounced shakedown at the maximum security unit where they discovered 2 inmates in possession of a cell phone. The third inmate was in possession of a cell phone battery and a charger. DepCorps spokesperson Lieutenant Jeff Limo says the Nokia and Samsung brand phones and accessories were confiscated, and the 3 inmates, Kendall McKinney, Perry Seguenza, and John McCord, arrested for promoting prison contraband. According to Limo, the maximum security unit is where inmates are limited to 1 hour of fresh air for every 23 hours in their jail cell. That's what's puzzling to the Director of Corrections at this point, is how it's able to make it in.
Earlier this month, Julian Robles was also discovered with a cell phone and arrested and charged. As we've been reporting, DepCorps has had a long history of struggles with cell phone usage. Most recently, officers were under investigation for allegedly snapping nudes of an inmate. Even before that, there was a viral photo of an officer sleeping while on duty, while a maximum security inmate had a cell phone in his hand. Last year, the DepCorps director placed a ban on personnel cell phones. Earlier this year, that ban was lifted.
We have personnel. We have officers, civilian staff that carry their own personal cell phones into the compound. They've been advised. They signed the disclosure form about using their cell phones while on duty. If they get caught utilizing their personal hotspot to tether the inmates or detainees who have cell phones and not doing nothing about it, then they'll be answerable to Internal Affairs.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Also tonight, a man accused in a poor parenting case has posted bail. Joe Duenas Jr. was arrested earlier this month along with the baby's mother, Chrissy Manley. The couple's year-old son was admitted to the hospital for serious injuries indicative of child abuse. Documents state Duenas told police he was trying to teach the baby a lesson not to play with a cigarette lighter, so he held the flame close to the child. The baby's mother also admitted to striking the baby when she was fed up with his crying. The child was admitted to the Guam Regional Medical City in Dededo in critical condition and later moved to stable condition. Bail was set at $500,000 for mom and $300,000 for dad. Attorney for Duenas, Howard Trapp, argued his client was less culpable, and as a result, the court did lower bail to $5,000. Duenas was released today. Also from court, a federal indictment has been handed down against Jerry Francisco. He was originally charged with conspiracy to possess with the intent to distribute methamphetamine. According to court documents, the charges stem from an incident that occurred in July of 2012. He has pleaded not guilty, and trial was set for May the 27th. Well, a federal jury in other news has found Tanya Isabel Tovas Palomo not guilty. She was accused of mailing methamphetamine from Las Vegas to Guam inside greeting cards, as well as receiving payment through Western Union. This scheme allegedly occurred from January through October of 2014, with a verdict having been read Thursday afternoon. Her co-defendants, Franklin Salas and Jocelyn Salas, previously entered plea agreements with Uncle Sam. Well, it has prompted a multi-government response as you're looking at a picture sent by a viewer of a huge grass fire in the Tarzan Falls area near Cross Island Road down in Talafofo. According to GFD spokesperson Kevin Riley, it's estimated that anywhere between 80 and 100 acres of wildland may have been consumed by the flames. Responding units include the Guam Fire Department, along with the Forestry Division, Navy Fire, and the HSC-25 helicopter unit. In other news tonight, one question you may be asking is how much money is it going to cost to secure the Festival of Pacific Arts? close to $1 million, according to an overtime projection submitted by Public Safety Committee Chair Senator Frank Uggan Jr.'s office by Chief of Police Joseph Cruz. That report shows close to 170 law enforcement officers will be needed for security, as well as 27 rental cars for dignitary protection and fuel for vessels. Here is the Governor's Director of Communications.
Because, this is it's an international event, and we're going to have heads of states from, a bunch of different nations, and they'll all be congregating here. So safety is of the utmost importance. We just want to make sure that people understand that this is not GPD alone. This is for, as I said, a bunch of different agencies who are all working together to provide safety and security.
Also staffing for security are the Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency, the Department of Corrections, parole officers, and even armed security guards. The Guam Police Department's spokesperson, Officer Paul Tapal, says that of the projection, $635,000 is being requested for GPD personnel. In Senator Uggan's response, he says public law requires the report to be transmitted from the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts Coordinating Committee to the Office of the Speaker of the Legislature. And we've got another angle on FestPac, as after AG Elizabeth Barrett Anderson clarified the Festival of Pacific Arts event coordinator contract to be capped at $800,000, it was recommended that FestPac procurement be handed over to GVB through its event management contractor. At a board meeting of the agency Thursday, directors voiced concerns over how the transfer could pose challenges for accounting practices or possible audits down the road. The board tabled the issue until Monday, the 28th at 2 in the afternoon. Well, next week, Governor Eddie Calvo will deliver his 6th State of the Island address right in the heart of Hagåtña before the people of Guam. Ken Quintanilla gives us a preview of what we can expect.
It's his yearly report on the state of affairs of our island, and according to Governor Eddie Calvo's Director of Communications, Oya Nidaricle, things look positive.
It's optimistic, it's bullish, it's excited. We are on the precipice of a lot more economic growth. We've seen a lot of growth. We've seen a lot of development. We've seen tourism increase. We've seen the governor's housing program for affordable housing. All of it, that's all kind of expanded.
On March 31st, Governor Calvo will deliver his 6th State of the Island address before the people of Guam. While she couldn't spill all the details, Nidaricle says the speech will build upon what was discussed last year. During his first address for his second term, Calvo outlined an agenda for the next 4 years that focused on building a future for our children. Nidaricle says this ties in with recent planning for Imagine Guam.
A big part of what the governor wants to make sure of is that moving down the line, going down, years from now, that our people are able to take care of themselves, that our environment is protected, all while ensuring that the economy continues to flourish. You can't do that if we don't have a proper education plan. We can't do that if we don't have a proper workforce development plan. You can't do that if you don't have a plan, period.
2 years ago, Governor Calvo delivered his address outdoors at the Plaza de España and will do so again a few feet away at the site of the new Guam Museum. And while the exteriors will only be done by then, Nidaricle says the site was chosen to celebrate Guam's long history.
And it's really, really important that we kind of remember, right, where we came from as we forge ahead. And that's kind of what, the governor wanted to encompass, in the feel of that night.
The State of the Island address is set for next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at the site of the Guam Museum in Hagåtña. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Please stick around, everybody. We are going to take a quick commercial break. There's much more prime time on the flip side of the screen.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Mariano Barker suffered a heart attack earlier this month and was brought to GRMC.
I felt all the pains before, but this one was crazy, and I went straight to prayer, and I noticed that I'm getting more weaker. I dialed 911 on my phone. When I got here, I remember telling one doctor, he kept asking me all kinds of things to try to keep me talking, keeping me alive. And I started to hear that other people saying, he's going out, he's going out, he's gone. That was the scariest part of my life. Honest, I'm so happy, man. The staff took care of me. They tend to me like they really want to take care of me. You know? These guys saved my life.
A Joint Commission accredited hospital where you're covered by Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, as well as Select Care, Stay Well, and Medcare. GRMC, where patients are partners.
Spin into spring with Triple J Auto Group. Spin to win cash. Kmart, Home Depot, Micronesia Mall gift certificates, and more. Get unbelievable deals in all 2015 and 2016 models. Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $98 per paycheck, and used cars as low as $85 per paycheck. Now's the time to buy during Triple J's Spin into Spring sales event. Get pre-approved instantly at carsguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. Eddie Benavente has been a pioneer for Indigenous rights and cultural preservation since the 1970s. And today, the son of Guam was honored by the Guam legislature for his lifetime of work for the Chamorro people. Isa Baza has more.
For over 2 decades, Senor Eddie Leon Guerrero Benavente has worked tirelessly for the Chamorro people. Senator Nerissa Underwood.
And I just want to thank you for allowing us to honor you.
Known for fighting for Indigenous rights and decolonization, his accomplishments are endless.
Senor Eddie Leon Guerrero Benavente served as Executive Director of the Commission of Decolonization of the Government of Guam, where he educated others and promoted Chamorro decolonization and self-determination at various events, workshops, and seminars organized by the United Nations. And along with the late Senator Angel Leon Guerrero Santos, Senor Eddie Leon Guerrero Benavente led the movement for the implementation of the Chamorro Land Trust Act of 1975.
He also served as the executive director of the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission, Imegalahi of I Nacion Chamorro, a group devoted to advocating for Indigenous rights, and producer of a Chamorro talk show on KUAM radio.
Feel elated, honored, especially coming from the legislature, which is one of our biggest battlefield back in the old days. So yeah, I feel honored. A lot of the members from the OPIR group, the Organization for Indigenous Rights group, back in the late 70s and on up to the early 80s. So they gave me the momentum to and opened my eyes in a lot of issues that were affecting our people.
Senor Benavente said what he feels is the biggest issue for the Chamorro people going forward is the right to self-determination.
And this right was reserved for us back in 1945, shortly after the United States contrived the United Nations and inscribed the island of Guam along with American Samoa and the Virgin Islands into the list of non-self-governing territories or non-independent territories. And we're still awaiting that promise made by the United States since then.
His commitment to our island and our culture continues. As an organizer at Sagan Cultura Chamorro, he teaches lessons in weaving, language, and history, in hopes the values and knowledge he has worked to preserve will continue for generations to come. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
Thanks so much, Isa. Another news tonight, a case filed against the Guam shipyard 2 years prior will move forward, according to an order issued by Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood today. In 2014, several former staffers took the company and its president, Matthews Pothen, to court. They filed the class action suit alleging they violated federal law when they were fired without warning. They allege they were given 1 hour to remove all their belongings despite almost 20 years of service. They were fired after the shipyard was not awarded the contract for ship repair services for the military. The judge denied the company's motion to dismiss and granted the plaintiffs time to amend their complaint. Back to news about the governor. Eddie Calvo is asking the federal government to address the unequal treatment and funding disparity of the U.S. territories when it comes to federal programs and mandates. Legislation is close to being finalized by the Obama administration and Congress to rescue Puerto Rico from their financial crisis. Our governor wants language included in that bill that would also provide Medicaid, Medicare, and earned income tax credit equity to the U.S. territories. In a letter to Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew, Governor Calvo reiterates statements made by President Obama last year that, quote, insufficient and unstable funding for Medicaid has contributed not only to Puerto Rico's fiscal challenges, but has had the same effect on Guam and other territories, quote, unquote. You can read that letter on KUAM.com. Well, while they had initially waived their right to file earlier this month, the U.S. Supreme Court is calling for a response from the plaintiffs as part of the ongoing tax refund lawsuit. The High Court's website states that the Piestes and the rest of the respondents need to file an opposition to the government's petition for an appeal by April the 25th. GovGuam late last year filed an emergency stay of a Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal decision over the payment of attorney fees in the class action lawsuit over tax refunds. Governor's legal counsel Sandra Miller tells KUAM News that in their view, it's showing that the Supreme Court is interested in the case and wants to hear more about it before rendering a decision on whether or not to grant the appeal. After the plaintiffs file their response, the government will have one last chance to file a reply. Well, NAVFAC Marianas reminds the public they have a few days left to comment on Phase 2 of a water well development study up at Andersen Air Force Base. As part of the relocation of U.S. Marines, the military is looking to provide on average 1.2 million gallons of potable water per day to support the increase in personnel, facilities, and operations. The last day to submit a comment is on the 28th. For more information, check out our KUAM News app for iOS and Android. To education news, the installation of surveillance systems at all 36 Guam schools is expected to begin in roughly a week. After the notice to proceed was granted on February the 3rd, contractor G4S Security has 2 months to complete installation at the first 6 schools. And according to DOE Deputy Superintendent Chris Anderson, the contractor is still pending receipt of all of the ordered equipment. Once received, it should begin installations in the first week of April. Well, a feel-good story for you now is it's not your typical Easter tradition, but for the past 3 years, Madrid Borja and her family have been filling Easter baskets, not for kids, but for people in the community who need it most.
We've made Easter baskets for foster children. We've made Easter baskets for families affected by domestic violence. And this year we decided to make baskets for the homeless. KUAM San Jose has about 85 people in 3 different shelters. And that's men, women, and children.
Borja delivered the baskets filled with soap, coloring books, snacks, and toys to the Dedido shelter this morning. She said giving back to the island community is a practice she learned from her mother, former Senator Carlota de Leon Guerrero, and one she hopes to instill in her children. With the Easter Buddies tradition growing year after year, it's something she hopes to eventually turn into a full-fledged nonprofit organization. Well done. Please stay tuned. Chris Barnett is up next with Island Sports.
Hurry in to the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. We've dropped our prices on our most popular smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, starting at $49. Save up to $300 on the S6 Edge Plus and Galaxy Note 5. Or get the Galaxy S6 starting at free. But that's not all. Find more amazing deals on your favorite devices at the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. Check us out before it's too late. GTA, your island, your network.
Shell's Million Miles giveaway is back, and we're giving 100,000 United Mileage Plus miles to 10 lucky winners. So how do you make your getaway? Just use your Lucky 7 card when you fuel up with 7 gallons or more, and you're automatically entered to win. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start planning your new adventure. No purchase necessary. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, and best payload. takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle. That's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month.
Do you work hard and need to get away? Then play Micronesia Mall's Drive Away Getaway game and you could win 3 Nissan car driveaways, plus 30 getaways to Manila on Philippine Airlines. Just present mall receipts to enter and win the Nissan Rogue Beach Package, the sizzling Sentra SR, the Rogue Sport Package, plus great instant prizes from Burger King and Foot Locker. Shop and win more cars, trips, and prizes when you play Micronesia Mall's Drive Away Getaway game.
When you come to Chuck E. Cheese's, you can see what's new.
New fun! New games! New cousin! What's new? New awesomeness!
Where a kid can't be a kid.
What AutoSpot in-house financing means to you is 3 simple benefits to buying a car: lower interest rates, flexible financing, and lower monthly payments. Yes, AutoSpot in-house financing brings mainland programs for island living. Whether you want to finance your new GMC, Buick, or Mitsubishi, AutoSpot can help you find the right monthly payment to fit your budget. Click on GuamAutospot.com or call 478-AUTO. You'll be amazed what we can do. Visit us today.
All right, Hump Day Guam, Chris Barnett with sports. Thanks for joining me on this Fiesta Friday, and the show, it's huge, like the last Friday in Mes Chamorro, huge, Dunkaloo. So let's get right to it with our Dial Rent-to-Own Athlete of the Week. All right, here from the beautiful Dial Rent-to-Own in Dedido, where we're celebrating our Athletes of the Week, and we have some youth competitors from the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation Pan Kids 2016 Championship. So, guys, let's go ahead and say your name and tell us what you won.
Hi, my name is Ethan Leon Guerrero. I competed in the Rooster division, and I took home silver.
Hi, my name is Ben Borja. I competed in the featherweight division, and I took home bronze.
Hi, my name is Ava Cruz. I competed in the Teen 2 Yellow Belt division, and I took home gold.
My name is Asia Vergerger. I was in the middleweight division, and I took home bronze.
All right, and of course, they're all representing Figu Jiu-Jitsu. So let's go over to my girl, Francine, here from Dial Rent-to-Own. Francine, I know you have an amazing message for our Athletes of the Week.
Congratulations. Who would you like to donate this check to?
We would like to donate this check to the American Cancer Society.
All right, that's good. Getting ready for Relay for Life, of course. So we always do a big Relay for Life. Now let's talk a little bit about this competition. First of all, training on Guam. I mean, you know, here in your home island, and then going to compete over in the States. What was that like for you? Was that different to be in front of like people you don't know?
Of course, it's always a different feel of how it is to compete in front of people you don't know, but I think overall it's just how you prepare for the tournament.
Was it good for you to have your friends and your family there supporting you, girl?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because when you're around the people that love and support you, you do better.
Okay, boy. Now, what did you think of the level of competition out there? Coming from a tiny island like Guam, I know you represented well, and what was the competition like?
It was a good experience.
All right. And how about you, boy? What did you think of the competition out there, and did it mean a lot for you to represent Guam?
Yes, it did, and the competition is almost like out here, but on a larger scale. And that's really one of the main differences.
Now, were people freaking out that you guys are coming from Guam and you're submitting to them and you guys are winning medals at this? I mean, this is a huge competition.
Yeah, in a way, because some of the other people that were competing in the tournament thought that it was amazing how we came from a small island, but we still did as well as everyone else.
Congratulations, repping Figu Jiu-Jitsu and Kids Jiu-Jitsu island-wide all over the island of Guam. My name is Chris Barnett, live here from beautiful Dial Rent-to-Own and Dedido for our Athletes of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
Spear fishing, rod and reel fishing, bottom fishing, Talonza fishing, and now kayak fishing. Yep. Let's check in with Raf Vargas, who has organized the Guam Kayak Fishing Group, a fishing squad that went from FB to the deep sea, with members using pedal-powered kayaks to boat where the fish are biting.
Right now, the mahi season is kicking in, so we've been landing mahis every time we go out. We catch anything from mahis to mafutis to sometimes the occasional shark.
Vargas, a military member stationed on Guam, uses a Hobie kayak outfitted with some pretty high-tech gear to stroll the seas with his fishing pals, and he says there's always something to catch, with members sometimes making a friendly wager to see who scoops the most. And while putting fish on the table is, of course, a big side benefit to kayak fishing, he says it's also about enjoying all that Guam has to offer.
To encourage them to enjoy the island because being on this island, it offers so many opportunities, and being able to go out there and enjoy the ocean, the waters, and go fishing. Even if you don't like fishing, just go out there. It's just the way to do, especially in this sunny island that is one season 24/7. So that's how Guam Yacker came up to be.
It's Guam Kayak Fishing on Facebook if you're interested in dropping these guys a line. Cruising everywhere from rivers to shoreline to open ocean. It's all smooth sailing. Well, most of the time anyway, with Vargas saying there are plenty of fish in the sea. So safety first, and that's real talk.
We're very safe. Safety is paramount when we go out there. We have VHF radio, and we have GPS. We have obviously personal floating devices, and we're always within visual range of each other. So we never go alone.
The Guam men's national soccer squad, Matao, suffered their second loss in a week, dropping a controversial match to Oman 1-0 in Muscat, Oman. According to Matao officials, a replay clearly showed an Oman player in an offside position in the lead-up to Oman's goal in the 52nd minute. As you may recall, Matao lost a friendly to Chinese Taipei 3-2 on Saturday, but the loss against Oman combined with other pool play results means, according to GFA officials, Guam is now all but assured a spot in the third and final round of Asian Cup World Cup qualifier play. Guam's Shane Malcolm and Marcus Lopez both managed to strike the goalpost bar in the match, but Oman slowed down play in the second half to hold Matao from the tie. All right. Hey, happy Easter, Guam. I hope you find that golden egg. And remember, you are the golden egg. Anything sports, get at our sports director on the EM, Dave Delgado. That show at KUAM.com, show without the W. But you know me, I hope you get that W. My name is Chris Barnett. Until next time, adios.
These used cars are Nissan certified, and let me show you why I stand behind every used car that we sell. First, our certified technicians inspect every used car to make sure it's safe, reliable, and mechanically sound. Then any scratches and dings are given first-class treatment at our body shop. And after thorough detailing inside and out, the car is ready for sale. At a price that's always below Blue Book. That makes Nissan used cars your best buy.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, And it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
In life, we all face different challenges.
Some make you stronger.
Others make you bolder and better. It's all about how you face your race.
The path you take and the steps you make.
Whether you sprint through life
or take a slower pace.
At the 2016 Guam International Marathon,
whatever challenge you choose,
from start to finish,
it's a one big half-a-day experience.
Take the GIM challenge. Register today.
All right, boys and girls, it's that time where we wish happy birthday to some very special Guamanians and give away a ice cream cake. It's tonight's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, and right off the bat, Kalea Santos. Happy second birthday to you, our little princess. We love you, love mommy, daddy, and your entire family. Daddy and Suzanne say happy birthday to their favorite person. This is Kiana Camacho. Another person who's celebrating their second birthday, Maddox Augustine, has a birthday today. Love your family. And happy 8th birthday coming from your family to Shayna Joe Cruz. It's real easy to be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. You just go on KUAM.com, register, and then watch TV, because you could be one of the people who wins a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake. They are so delicious, especially when it's hot like today. And the winner for this week is Jerry Camacho, who had a birthday on March the 22nd. Congratulations, Jerry. We will be in contact with you as per your contact information and let you know how you can pick up your prize. Hope you enjoy your cake. Happy birthday once again to all of the members. Please stay tuned. Fiesta Friday continues in 7 seconds.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
All right, Hapane, everybody, and welcome to Fiesta Friday. I'm Jason Salas. Thanks so much for staying with us. The Legacy of Hope project is now in its 4th year, and we have 2 very lovely people here to tell us all about it. We have Paula Perez. Hapane, Paula.
Hapane.
And our good friend Peter John Camacho. Peter John, it has been too long, sir.
Yes, it has, hasn't it?
Well, it's only been like 4 years for this project and everything like that, but certainly it's out of a labor of love. So by that merit and everything like that, it's no work at all. It's something that you both do out of the kindness of your own heart for the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
For people who may not know, what is the Legacy of Hope project?
The Legacy of Hope is the annual fundraising event for Catholic Social Service, and this year's funds will go to our capital improvement project. And with that, we hope to start construction of a food pantry and a thrift store on the property, the main office in Vergara Heights.
Very nice. And Catholic Social Services, of course, provides a variety of services in person like mine. I didn't even know how many services your organization provided until, my parents were able to avail from them and everything. So thank you for my family. Like, I was absolutely amazed at, just how kind and how giving and, how often the services are available.
And I'd been aware of Catholic Social Service when I was, in government. And then when I actually moved over to Catholic Social Service, and began working there, I was just amazed, truly amazed at the variety of services that you are referring to, and just how much they can and do give out to the community. So it's a wonderful organization.
Now, that having been said, it is quite a lot of work to put it together, to make sure that you have a staff, all of whom are very, very lovely, and they're such nice people and everything like that. But they're canvassing basically the entire island, like whether it comes to feeding people that are on restricted diets or care for the Manumco and everything like that. Yes, what type of challenge is it, Peter John, to manage an organization like that?
A lot of the services that Catholic Social Services Service provides is through government contracts. And so, we were challenged by the availability of the funds to be able to provide. And through events like this, the agency has been able to supplement what we get from the government or other grants and other activities that we get to be able to provide those services to the individual in our community.
So to support that, Paula, of course, we have the fundraising effort. So tell me all about that.
Okay, so
how can we help you?
Oh, how can you help us? So we still have tickets available. The gala is scheduled for April 1st from 6 to 11 at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom. Tickets are $100 a piece. If you would like to purchase, you can just call our office, 648-5888 or 635-1406. We're also still accepting donations for our silent auction and door prizes.
Mm-hmm. And what can we expect to see at the event? Because whenever you say like a gala event, I'm already thinking food, entertainment, a chance to like get dressed up, have a whole bunch of laughs with some really, really good people that genuinely care about being responsible Guamanians.
So our MC for the evening is Ryan Siniclis. So he's a radio personality who also works for Catholic Social Services in one of our programs.
Longtime DJ here too.
Yeah, so
Mr. Saturday Night.
Mr. Saturday Night has agreed to DJ to MC for us that night. And we have Patrick Palomo on the piano from 6 to 9. And then when he wraps up, Daryl Lazama will take over to provide dancing music for the rest of the evening.
Another KUAM alumni.
Yeah, that's right.
D-Love. Very cool. So again, now we know where it's going to be, what time. Is it an event that I can wear a tuxedo to, or should I dress like business casual and everything like that?
Business casual, Sunday best.
Okay. Because I do have one of those like Liberace, like
so
frilly,
if you plan on coming, I want you to wear that.
Okay, I will be there, and I would like one of the first dances with you if I may.
You got it.
All right, so that's a promise. Okay, what else can we do as maybe a volunteering sweat equity? Like if we would like to help out, or like we've got a few hours free. There may be students watching right now that said, like I'd like to help out because you've helped my family, or I'd like to get service learning opportunities. And how can we do so?
And that actually is an option that is available, and they can contact the HR office, Miss Linda De Rosario, and she can help them maneuver through the areas that they can be a volunteer.
All right, very well. Well, your mission is very noble, and the job that you do is exemplary. So thank you both, and thank you, organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, and we'll see you at the party.
See you there.
All right, please stay tuned, everybody. More Fiesta Friday when we return right here on KUAM.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Hurry in to the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. We've dropped our prices on our most popular smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, starting at $49. Save up to $300 on the S6 Edge Plus and Galaxy Note 5. Or get the Galaxy S6 starting at free. But that's not all. Find more amazing deals on your favorite devices at the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. Check us out before it's too late. GTA, your island, your network.
Hafaday, the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association, is celebrating its annual Charity Ball Fund Drive at the Hyatt Regency Guam Grand Ballroom on Saturday, April 23, 2016. This year's theme is Action Meets Compassion, Changing Lives. Please join us and help us raise funds to create an environment for healing and recovery for every patient.
Tourism is Guam's #1 industry. It creates jobs and brings in spending. When a visitor comes to Guam, they spend their money on hotels, on transportation, on shopping, on dining out. They're happy they came to Guam. You know who else is happy? The hotel they stayed in and the bellman at the hotel. The tour bus drivers and tour guides. The stores they shopped at and the banks they used. The restaurant and the waitress, the supplier who delivered the ingredients, and the farmer who supplied the produce. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. When tourists pay taxes, it means locals pay less. Let's make sure our local economy grows so it becomes strong and healthy. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
You know the rules. Eggs and sausage, hotcakes and butter. Morning fare, right? Well, McDonald's has thrown away those rules and opened a new world of possibilities. Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish. No way. Yes way. Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
House to Home, brought to you by Remax Diamond Realty.
My friends Liz and Gina from Remax Diamond Realty are here as they are each and every week for House to Home, and we have somewhat of a cautionary tale to pass on to you. Now, Gina, you are good enough. Unfortunately, you had a passing in your family, so our condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
But this is also brought to light, and you said you would like to actually share with our audience. A lot of the times we talk about the deeding.
What could happen.
Yeah, what happens if you don't like plan for the future and everything like that. Unfortunately, you're going through it firsthand right now, and you've been nice enough to actually share that with us.
Yeah, you know, we're here all the time, Liz and I, giving advice, and it's always, sometimes it's hypothetical, sometimes it's from experiences that we hear from people that contact us. But in this particular case, I kind of wanted to share, you know, especially for the Manumcos out there, because my mom passed away recently, and for the last 4 years, being the realtor that I am and always giving advice, I had been asking her to deed her home, you know, pick a person. There's 7 of us, brothers and sisters, and I had been sharing with her, Mom, you need to decide what to do with the house, because if you don't decide, it's going to get stuck in probate. And so I've had a deed ready for her, I think, for 4 years, and it's been blank, waiting for her signature. And just very recently, I think in January, she came back from a trip, and I said, hey, Mom, you know, that thing's still sitting there. And she just, for whatever reason, she just could not get herself to put a name on it and sign the documents. So now what's happened with us in her passing, and this is what will happen if a family member doesn't make that decision, the 7 of us had to sit and decide, what are we going to do with this property? And luckily enough, in my family, it was a 10-minute conversation. We all agreed of what we were going to do with it. And it was peaceful, and nobody has any objections. So instead of focusing on that, it didn't become an issue. It was very smooth. Now we're just focusing on remembering my mom and putting her to rest and completing the rest of the ceremony for her burial. But what's going to happen now, because she didn't sign the deed, is the brother that we've elected should have the house. He's not going to have titleship to this property, right, Liz?
No.
Yeah.
It'd have to go through probate.
Yeah.
So now it's got to go through the courts, because that is the process.
Yes. You'd have to go through the probate process. And then, of course, the thing that's going to happen is, because there are other heirs, what normally happens when you go through the probate, they contact all the heirs. And since the family has already elected one brother to take over the property, all the heirs will have to sign a quitclaim deed, or so that they have no interest in the property, to allow him to get the property. And fortunately for Gina, it was only a 10-minute process. Everybody, you know, they were all in agreement.
Very, very civil.
It's very civil.
Yeah.
Now, if one of them disagreed, then that turns everything upside down. So when they go to the attorney to prepare the probate documents, more than likely he will contact each and every one of the siblings, because they're all heirs. And since no will was in place, normally every heir is entitled to, you know, the property, where they could either sell it and distribute the proceeds. But in this case, it's going to the brother. All of them will have to sign a quitclaim deed. And once they do that, then they can move forward, prepare the documents, bring it to the court. The court will make a decision and finalize the documents, and then it does get deeded over to the individual.
But that is another process, and what you and your brothers and sisters have to go through right now, in addition to the very human side of you know, grieving and dealing with that.
And it's a process, but it's not without cost. And I think that's going to be the biggest burden to my brother, is getting the deed prepared and having it recorded. Might have been a $300 payment versus now going through probate. It could be anywhere from maybe $3,000 to $5,000, right, Liz?
Yes. And it just depends also.
For the value, it's based on value.
It depends on the value. And if there were more property, of course, the probate fees are increased based on the total asset of the estate. In this particular case, it's one house.
So maybe can we say lesson learned for, like you were saying, you were addressing specifically like Manumco or people with property right now. We know you don't want to address it because it's very scary to address your mortality, and you know it can get you a little bit down. But think about some of the undue pressure you're imposing and costs, on your descendants from that point
Yeah,
on.
we want to emphasize that to the Manamkos, that when you do not make a decision or do not plan for the inevitable, which is bound to happen, you're going to burden the heirs, and then they have to figure things out. On top of burdening them with the decision, they also have to come out with out-of-pocket expenses to complete that process.
And fortunately, you and your, like, as you said, you and your siblings got through it very, very civil, very quickly. That doesn't happen a lot of the time, too. And sometimes it's a
not
very...
necessarily.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we do thank you for your candor and sharing your story with us. And again, our condolences are with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Please stay tuned, everyone. We're back after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Blacksmithing, precise, essential, timeless, forging its place in history from one generation to another. Molding, shaping, transforming the ordinary into art. Each strike, each spark ignites a story of who I am, who we were, and who we are as a community, as Pacific Islanders. At the 2016 Festival of Pacific Arts,
we will share our story.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
Hafa day, everybody, and welcome back to Fiesta Friday. Good to have you along for the ride, because next Saturday, the Cantate Community Chorus will perform Misa Criolla. Now, Carl Cepeda fortunately knows how to pronounce these words much better than I, and we are glad to have you here because you are the resident conductor with Cantate, and we're very happy to have you here. Let's talk about what Misa Criolla actually means.
Well, it's actually a 20th century mass, so like the late Latin or early Latin masses that we're used to with the credo and all that. It has the basic high mass parts, but this is a 20th century Argentinian composer by the name of Ariel Ramirez, and he's got Criolla, or Misa Criolla, is basically almost like a Creole mass. So the sense of the time of leading up to the Easter season, which we're leading up to right now, which is awesome. But it's totally in Spanish, and it's got Afro-Cuban influences, 20th century music influences, and a lot of offbeats that people aren't really used to hearing. So it's,
I was going to say, because if you say like it's a Creole mass, I would assume it's got elements of of the Caribbean influences, African,
definitely,
and then you said like there's a strong Latin, so like it would have like a lot of strong drum beats. And
even though you might not necessarily understand the language, everyone knows. Most people know the Kyrie, Lord have mercy, and the Gloria and the Creed, and they're all done in Spanish. And it's all those different influences create what you would really consider a folk mass rather than a high classical art piece. So it's got wonderful instrumentation and traditional Brazilian and Spanish instruments.
Is that a lot of percussive instruments?
Yeah, we've got a great percussionist, Larry Franquez. He's brought in some of his students, and he himself is going to provide percussion for it.
Say no more. Yeah, you sold me at Larry Franquez.
Oh, not only him, we also have Carlos Badallo, who's playing the string bass for our little small orchestra.
Carlos, excellent.
Dave Duenas is actually playing the lead guitar with Tara Franquez on piano. So
and of course, everybody knows Dave and his prodigious nature when it comes to like Spanish style guitar.
Definitely. It's even just to come to watch the band and this amalgam of instrumentalists by itself is going to be a treat.
Now, let's kind of frame this in terms that most people can would understand when we watch maybe a symphony and everything. There are multiple movements and there are multiple parts. It's almost like a 3-act play, right?
Definitely. Actually, we have the parts of the Mass that most people will actually be very familiar with. We start off with the Kyrie, the Lord of Mercy, and then we move on to the Gloria, the praises, and then we have the Sanctus, Holy, 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 and we lead into the Credo or the Apostles' Creed, and finally end with the Agnus Dei, which is the Lamb of God. The part of the Mass that most people, and when we give praise, we're right there. So think about the regular Mass parts that you used to sing and everyone knows and it's going to be familiar with, but in Spanish and with completely different music. It's going to be awesome.
So it seems like there's a lot of very, by its nature, it's very inspirational, but there's also a lot of natural crescendos.
Oh,
and
yes, definitely.
Yeah. What's the tempo of the?
Oh man, it ranges from everything. It starts off very, very slow, and with the Lord have mercy, and then very, very solemn, and then when you hit the Gloria, it's like a party almost, and almost a bossa nova feel and beat when we move later to the Sanctus, and we end with this very high Hosanna in the highest, and it's amazing music. You just gotta come and check it out. The choir's having a blast with it too.
Very cool, and that is the perfect tease, because how can people come and be part of this experience?
Oh, definitely. We are performing on April 2nd at the again Cathedral Basilica, and that's at 7:30. So it's after the regular Mass, and we wanted to put it inside the church, even though it isn't necessarily part of a Mass, so it's in the right frame and the right mindset. And we're also doing some wonderful local chamorro music as well. So it's not just the Mass, you get a wonderful interlude, and even Dave Duenas is going to have a little set in the beginning. So it's going to be a great experience for everyone.
I was going to say, since you're doing it in the cathedral, the acoustics, just as a place, are probably going to let these amazing sounds reverberate.
Definitely.
And that's the wonderful thing about the cathedral is even if you're sitting all the way in the back, pretty much next to the door, you can still hear and feel the music.
Oh, definitely. My favorite spot is actually not right up front, but if you go to the main aisle, halfway between the back door and the sanctuary, right there is the sweet spot, just because you get to hear it coming and then you get to hear it coming back right at you at the same time. It's amazing.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, so anything else that people should know about this?
Come one, come all, enjoy. Don't think of it as necessarily like a Mass that you'd have to dress up for. It is a concert. We definitely like to thank everyone who helped us put it together. Tara Francas, Dave Duenas, Carlos de Guatna, and of course, Larry Francas.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
You too, sir.
All right. Happy birthday. All right. Happy birthday. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. We are back right after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, and best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month.
Here at I-94, we're always working hard to deliver the best on-air product to you, the listener. The thing about Andy Wheeler is he's the most dedicated DJ I know. And my Andy, he has such a way with words. And the Hangout, they really respect me
as the leader of this team.
Friday! Guess who's that?
Yeah, I know. He dances like this.
Right?
Go, guys. Bring it in. We
Wait, I can't see myself. Go!
We can't all fit. Maybe we need to fire somebody.
Yeah! Listen, stream, follow. Guam's favorite, I-94.
Hafide, and welcome back, everybody. We want to tell you about the Autism Community Awareness Fair. Mary Cruz is here, and we are going to talk the what, when, where, why, and how.
Okay.
So, Hafide,
Hafide.
Happy Chamorro Month, and
thank you.
Let's find out all about the fair.
Okay. Well, our fair is April 2, 2016 at the Again Shopping Center from 10 to 2. Our theme is Acceptance in Action this year, and that is to acknowledge and recognize those that take part in being spearheading and being leaders for accepting children and adults with autism. We are also wanting to make sure to mention that April 2nd is the National Autism Awareness Day, and the theme is Light It Up Blue. So we have spoken to many organizations. First Lady has jumped on board to help us, and Sheraton Hotel and other organizations where we will all wear blue that day.
Oh, fantastic.
Make sure you're wearing blue.
Which shades of blue specifically?
Any shade of blue.
Any shade of blue.
Yes.
Okay, it's the big unity.
It's just a big unity for nationwide.
How large is the autism community on Guam?
Right now we have approximately 150 that are registered with ACT. There are also families that are not members of ACT. So that's what we do the fair for. It's kind of empowering through education. And so we have many vendors there, local government agencies and nonprofit organizations, so that people can be aware of what resources are out there for them. Not only for autism, but any other special needs that children may have.
And probably the one thing that many people are thinking about right now, because it's at the Again Shopping Center, this is free to the public.
It is absolutely free to the public. Lots of information, lots of important information. Then we use the fair also to showcase our children's abilities. So we don't focus on autism as a disability.
Right.
So we'll have our tables of their hobbies and posters and awards they've won in school, just to showcase them. We also have, we're sponsored by the Again Shopping Center, of course, Gumat Mommy, Department of Education. And then we have the Gate Choir, which is led by Mr. Mark LaPlante. They'll be performing, and they are a sponsor this year. And Fusion Dance Group will also be there. Helping Hands will be performing. And we have a couple of the kids, children on the autism spectrum, that'll be part of the performances. So it's exciting.
Fantastic. So it's going to be a wonderful afternoon and morning
Absolutely.
for everybody. So thank you once again for the information.
Thank you too. I appreciate it.
All right. And everybody, we are going to take you out and get your island weekend started with a wonderful performance we had, because it is Mes Tomorrow. Here is a performance from Live Local Friday that happened right here on our stage this morning. Enjoy. Viva Mes Tomorrow.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&D,